Good evening, and happy Monday to you. I've been looking forward to this call all evening, and I hope that you have been too. Every Sunday night, we give you a little hint about what is coming up, and this week we kind of gave it away, I think. I think some of you probably guessed what the Blessings Unveiled was for this week. I think the hint was just a little bit too easy. I had a couple of you email me saying they were all excited. They thought it might be a kid's journal. And yes, that's what it was. So I want to introduce this to you today. It is called Faith, Fun, and Imagination. And this is something that I came up with because I have been thinking about how so many of us in my group, in my Facebook group, and my followers have got young grandchildren or great grandchildren even, or nieces or nephews, or we're Sunday school teachers, or we have, our nieces and nephews, anything like that. There's so many times that we have young children in our lives, and sometimes they don't get the introduction to the Bible the way that we may have when we were kids, right? Or they do have an introduction to the Bible, but they don't quite understand the story. So that's why I came up with this, okay? So it's not just a normal journal. It's kind of a gateway to adventure, to creativity, to spiritual growth for our young believers. So what I did was I came up with 25 different Bible stories that the kids could learn about. And then there's also some additional spaces in the back of the journal that you can add additional ones if you want to, okay? So if you're joining me here tonight, I see several of you on. Let me know where you're here from, where you live, okay? I'm in Eastern Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania. I know where I'm at. I just came from Texas over the weekend. I was there for the Pinners Conference, and man, was that an amazing opportunity for us to share all of our products. It was just wonderful. Okay, so here we go. This is what we have. This is the way it works. So we start out with the scripture. So Florida, hi Nikki, how are you? So we start out with the first one is Noah's Ark. So the kids may know what Noah's Ark is, and they know that it's this big boat, and they know that, animals came 2 by 2, but do they know or understand why? Do they really get the story? That's what I hope to do with this. I just had one scripture for it, Genesis 7:1, and it says, "Then the Lord said to Noah, go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation." So my question to them is, if you were Noah, how would you feel when God asked you to build a big boat? What would you say to him? So what we'll have you do is you're going to read the book of Noah's Ark, or read the story of Noah's Ark to the children so that they can kind of understand exactly what the story is about. Depending on the age of the child, right? How much you want to get into how bad the people were. You can explain why God flooded the earth. So all of that are what you can do on that first page. Then the second page, so that they can use their imagination a little bit, it says, write a story about the ark, 2 monkeys, and a pile of bananas. So that's when they can let their imagination go, right? So they could write a story about how the monkeys found the pile of bananas, and the next thing you know, they were throwing bananas all over the place and trying to give them to the other animals or whatever. But can you see how much fun it would be for, say, a 9-year-old to start writing this story and sharing what they think might have happened on Noah's Ark? So that's what I did as far as the writing their own story. So it could be something that could be adventure and creative for them. And then the last page is going to be where they can draw a picture of Noah feeding the animals. And then it says, what animals was Noah feeding? So they can draw a picture and kind of make it interactive so that they can have the animals there. Sometimes you're not sure what the animals are that the kids are drawing. So that's why you can say, what animals was Noah feeding? Let me know, how many of you have some youngsters that you think a journal like this would be perfect for? I have several. One great niece and I have a couple nephews. And I would love to give this to them because I think this would be awesome for them to be able to share. The one little boy, my one nephew, he is only, I'm thinking 5, because my niece is 8. She most definitely would love this because she loves to do, different kinds of arts and crafts. So I could see her getting into this a lot. But the nephew, I have a feeling what he would do is his mom may have to write in the answers, but he would love telling her the story. And I think he could do the coloring as well. But it really helps the kids get some biblical knowledge, right? In a very interactive way. It helps them understand, instead of just reading the scripture and sitting there listening to it, they can imagine themselves in the story, right? What would you do if Noah was asked, or if God asked you to build an ark? So they can think about how it applies to their lives. And it helps them with their writing skills too, right? And artistic expression. So it's like getting in a little bit of sneaky extra education while they're having fun, right? So what you'll get is 25 stories that will be in here. Let's see, we've got David and Goliath. So we can talk about, write a story about a little boy, a giant robot, and a magical slingshot. So that could be fun for them. Let's see here. What are the other stories? Daniel in the lion's den. We have Jonah and the big fish. We have the Good Samaritan. Jesus walks on water. The Good Shepherd. The birth of Jesus. Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. David and Jonathan's friendship. All of those are available in this adorable booklet. Okay. And also the fun thing I like about it is that it does lay flat and it can be folded over so that the kids can write on it perfectly easily, right? And also, what else does it do? It brings families together, right? Just like, yes, Nikki, like you said, active participation with the Bible. It helps bring, families together. Imagine sitting there with your child or your grandchild, sharing your faith with them, right? Watching their imagination come to life on these pages. So it's not just a journal, it's a tool for bonding, and it's for growing in faith as a family. So let me know, what do you think? Do you have any kind of young storyteller in your life that you think might like this? Or maybe you've had some creative activities that you've designed for your little ones in your life. Faith, fun, and imagination. That's what I called it because I wanted to make sure that it was something that the little kids would enjoy. So that's why I decided to make it like that. And let me go ahead and bring it up here. I'm going to share the link here. I should have had this ready. Sorry about that. I'm going to bring this up here. You can either get it printed for yourself. Let's see if I can get this to pop in here. I think I can. You can print it yourself by having it as a digital download, or you can have us print it as an actual journal yourself. Either one of that, okay? All righty, and we try to make this nice and quick, but let me know if you have any questions about the journal. Feel free to post them here in the comments. And if you're watching this on replay and you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll jump back in and answer them for you, okay? So thank you so much for joining me for this evening's Blessings Unleashed. We really appreciate you being here. Next week, we have some new things too, so we're excited to share those with you. I love it that you guys are joining me this evening. And like I said, if you're on replay, let me know if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me, and I pray you have a very, very blessed evening. Bye-bye.